Welcome to Lead with Clarity. This is a space for leaders who want to grow without losing themselves in the process. Each episode is a short reflection on leadership, influence, and the inner work that shapes how we show up for others. Not hype, not noise, just clear thinking for the journey of leading well. Today's episode is entitled Hope is Not a Strategy, How Real Leaders Build for What They Believe. Here we go. There's a phrase I keep coming back to, one that is short, blunt, and a little uncomfortable if you're honest with yourself about how you lead. That quote is, "Hope is not a winning strategy." Those are the words of my friend Keon Williams. And the first time I heard them, I wanted to push back. Because hope matters, right? We talk about it constantly in leadership. Hopeful teams, hopeful cultures, leaders who inspire hope. But here's the thing. Keon is not dismissing hope. He's calling out a quiet habit that most leaders do not even realize they've developed. The habit of substituting optimism for planning. Of believing so strongly that things will work out that they stop engineering the conditions that would actually make them happen. I've seen this in many places. The executive who keeps deferring the hard conversation with an underperformer because they believe the person will eventually figure it out. Guilty myself. The team that misses its quarterly number and the postmortem reveals that the forecast was really just a hope that the pipeline would close. Or the leader who launches an initiative without a clear success metric because they are confident the team will just make it work. That's not leadership, that's wishing. And wishes, no matter how sincere, do not build organizations. Hope is where most people misread this idea. They hear hope is not a strategy, and they think it's a cynical statement. They think it means do not believe in your people, do not dream big, be transactional and cold. And that's the wrong read entirely. What Keon is pointing to is something much more precise. He's drawing a line between faith in a positive outcome and the discipline required to produce one. The best leaders hold both. They believe deeply in what is possible, and they work relentlessly to build the conditions that make the possible probable. Think about how cybersecurity professionals approach their work. And Keon comes from that world, so this metaphor is not accidental. A security leader does not hope their systems are not breached. They build layered defenses. They run stress tests. They plan for failure modes. They do not wait to see if the threat materializes. They assume it might, and they prepare accordingly. Or in modern times, they assume it will, and they prepare accordingly. That's the posture every leader needs to carry into every domain they are responsible for. So here's the reframe. Hope is not the enemy. Passive hope is. The version of hope that lets you feel good about the future while doing nothing to build it. Active hope, the kind that says, I believe this is possible, and here is exactly how I'm going to pursue it. That's leadership. The discipline is in the translation. Taking the vision, the aspiration, the belief in what your team can do, and converting all of it into a plan with clear ownership, defined milestones, and honest checkpoints. So as we close out this episode, here's the reflection I want to leave. Where in your leadership right now is hope doing the heavy lifting that strategy should be doing? It might be a conversation that you've been avoiding, a plan you've been meaning to build, a metric you've not defined because defining it would make the gap impossible to ignore. The most effective leaders are not those who hope the hardest. They're the ones who turn their belief into a plan and then they do the work. That is what it means to lead with clarity.